Hi, I'm going to do this teaching on faith action because that's how I I have seen so many things happen for me based on knowing somebody else did it, and so therefore I can do it. That's how I've done a lot of things in life. If somebody else can do it, I can do it. Minus the disability. So in faith, I've done that. Okay. Curry Blake talks about you can act your way into believing faster than you can believe your way into acting in faith, and I agree with that. Action is kind of, there's words are powerful, telling your body what to do, but acting is more powerful in removing manifestation of something that like removing sickness or changing your circumstances in your body. Okay, so I'm going to name a few things that have happened for me based on those principles, faith principles of action. Okay, so I had this one time I had noticed I let something slip in and started getting some back pain in my lower back. And then I started giving into it, getting out of the bed a lot more, thinking, what is wrong with my lower back? And we were getting ready to go on a vacation, and that week it was just like, started getting, like I just figured I needed to relax it for a couple days, and it would just start coming mid-morning, and pretty soon I was spending more time in bed. Anyway, I was like, this is so painful. I almost feel like, the thought of canceling the vacation, we were going to go up north, and this was years ago. Well, I had to make some decisions faith-wise. Normally I was at that time, I was getting into bed early. Like, I didn't know how I'm going to go on this vacation, and, if I'm in pain at 12 o'clock, and I can't get out of my chair because we're going to be busy. So anyway, I prayed about it, and I just made a faith decision. And I told my husband no, I don't want to cancel. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get in the car, we're going to go, and because we're going, and I made that decision, the pain is going to leave, and it did. That's what happened. I prophesied, I spoke it out, I made a decision to go for it, and I don't remember having any more pain after that. So to me, it was just an attack, false symptoms of pain. One time I built kind of an expectation of infection after getting dental, cleaning. Like, I may have even spoken it about, teeth, when teeth cleaning is kind of deep, I rinse with salt water, and then I started getting a feeling like I was getting an infection in the back of my, my gums back there and stuff. And the weekend was coming, and it felt, like that was happening. I don't remember which side it was, but I had people look at it. It was not looking inflamed, but it felt like it. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to get on antibiotics. I don't want to do that. So I was like, I'm going to have to do this in faith. So I had to focus on changing what I believed about what was happening. That I kind of got, it helped. I had some people look at it and they couldn't even see. Okay, the fact that they couldn't even see anything, even if they could, I still could have done, got rid of it. But I'm like, okay, it's really just not there. So basically, stop believing in it. It's a major decision. Stop believing in this infection. Stop believing that there's really a reason for this pain in my back, or and I've been eating away at that taking away the power of paralysis that I experienced from an accident in 1985 by deducing by faith that this is really, healed. The spinal cord, it's a spinal cord injury, but that it's actually, I believe, healed, and yet it's because I was told that it wouldn't heal, that's what I'm experiencing, kind of like a psychosomatic situation of paralysis, which does happen to people. You can be paralyzed by your mind. Just I don't know. Can't even think of a lot of ones except for trauma. I saw it on MASH that somebody was paralyzed because of trauma, and they had to tell him he really wasn't paralyzed. And I'm like, that's for me. I'm really not paralyzed. So this is how I undoing your belief in the problem is faith. And it's the less you believe in it and convince yourself that it's really not true, because we're all healed. By his stripes we're healed. Things only exist in our mind and manifest in the body. Yes, they can kill you. Yes, you can die of things, but it's not necessary. So that as much as that might sound, you can't just say that to people, but we're talking about faith. It'd be upsetting to tell somebody. People do get upset. You're telling me somebody died unnecessarily. Well, it's not God's will. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Otherwise, how are we going to live in victory if we don't face the truth if we don't face these lies that we've been experiencing? So, yes, I believe that this has been going on 36 years longer than necessary, that I should have recovered from it had I known truth about healing, like right away, within days maybe. So there was that mouth infection. It left. By the next day, it was gone. After I stopped believing in it, the back pain was gone when I went up north. My faith action. A friend of mine was going to help me with something that involved chemicals, and she didn't want to be in the middle of that. She was getting over like a sickness, but helping me, and then she started feeling ill, like it was getting worse again. And so because she believed in faith, we kind of talked to her about just pushing through and forcing your faith, your will, for that you don't believe it's happening, and just to push through it until it leaves. And she was gonna have to come back because she didn't want to be in the middle of helping me with something that involved chemicals and not be able to finish. And so she had to make a decision, and I was like, what helps to distract you from these things is music. So I put on some music. She was getting ready to just pick up her stuff and just come back a couple days later. And she started, cleaning up and deciding not to do it. But the music from my phone, and basically that's not the most religious sounding thing to do as a faith act, but it's true. It was a distraction from her feeling sick. She was able to focus on the music, and within seconds, she started feeling better. I go, when you start feeling better, don't think that it's, it's. Sometimes when you start feeling better, you think, well, I'm really still sick, but I just for a few minutes don't feel it. So if the truth is that it's really gone, and the lie is that symptoms are still there. So you have to keep agreeing with the, I'm feeling better. Yes, I'm feeling better. Anyway, she was able to do what we planned, and just, it's, it was kind of a miracle. Just pushed through, and the symptoms left. You have to experience that a couple times and remind yourself in order to keep it going, because it's, the natural mind. In your body, the symptoms are very difficult to not believe, because we're used to believing what we feel in our bodies as the truth. And the truth is what the word says, which is we're healed. So keep a log of things that you've done in faith, and I think we should have more testimonies on YouTube, and people need to be unconfused about why they got healed, how that happened. Faith faith actions. We need more of examples of those. Another time I had we started learning to pray over and rebuke things in the weather that were coming. We've been doing that for a long time because I heard a testimony about it, somebody rebuking a hurricane, and I believed it. And we've been doing that in this area ever since, and seeing a lot of miraculous changes in the weather. Get it, another one is the flu. You need to know that don't agree with getting the flu. I know the symptoms are horrible. You just get up and walk away from it. Go for a walk, and when the symptoms start leaving, because you're distracting yourself from them, believe that that's the truth, that they are going away, that you're really not sick. That's all I can tell you. It's already 12 minutes. I like to keep my videos short. I could go on for 30 minutes. I need to have a list of all the ones I want to talk about. I think I just told you about 4 or 5. And I'll just make a list and do it again. Faith Acts, Part 1. See you next time.